What's going down, everybody? This your boy Reckless Talk with the Jeremy G podcast. Man, we are back with another great, amazing episode. Episode 37, kicking it with Houston Astros camera woman Nicolette LaBarbiera. How you doing? How's your day been?
Good. How's yours been?
Man, it's been amazing. Blessing. I just finished speaking with some youth and teens, so it's been awesome. It's a blessing having you on the show. I want to spread women empowerment, women awareness, because what you do for a living is a man-dominant industry. So I definitely, I think this episode will be able to touch a little girl out there, some woman that wants to pursue her dreams, and just show them that women can do anything they put their mind to. And I think you're a perfect example of that. So it's definitely a blessing to have you on here. Man, let's start, man. Before we even get started, Nicolette don't just work for the Astros. She also works for Rice University in the control room as a graphic operator. Works for the Houston Dynamo, the Houston Dash as the graphic operator and camera operator. You just doing your thing, man. How'd you get into that?
Well, when I was in high school, I would do the school's AV program, audio video. We would make videos weekly for the school, just like random skits, anything we thought was funny. When I was a senior, the school district decided to open up their own football stadium, and they wanted students that were part of the AV program to run the stadium for them. They didn't want adults. So that's how we were able to learn more about the live broadcast side of media and not just making videos and editing and all that. So that's how I got into it. I worked as a graphics operator and a camera operator at 17 years old at a football stadium. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. And how many females were working with you in high school? Because like I said, it's a male-dominant industry, even at that young of an age.
We honestly, I believe this generation that I got brought up with is going to be the most female-dominated industry in media. Half this staff was female. And some of them actually is doing what I'm doing too. I work with them at Rice and Dynamo, and it's pretty cool to see.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, let's start with tell us where you're from and how was it growing up in your city?
Well, I moved to Houston, Texas when I was about 6 years old. Can't really complain much. I was from Staten Island, New York, but Houston, it was hard to adjust at first because New York is a lot busier than Texas. But once I got older and I learned to love the Houston culture a little bit more. So
I definitely understand. Man, I'm the same way. I love the culture. When I first moved to Houston, I really wasn't feeling it. But after being here for so many years, I love it, and it's definitely my second home for sure. What would you say is the proudest moment of your career so far?
Definitely opening day for the Houston Astros 2023 back in March 30th. I was able to run camera for the first time on opening day. I didn't realize how much of a big deal it was until all my older colleagues were like, oh my gosh, this must be so huge for you, your first opening game, how was it? And I was like, oh, was I supposed to be freaked out or something? I'm glad I found out after the fact, or else I would have messed up something. But yeah, it was really cool. The atmosphere, the crowd was wild. It was so cool to see and experience.
That's awesome. Let's see where we at. What do you consider to be the most important qualities for success in your field?
You definitely need to be able to take criticism pretty well. You can't get offended. You can't be weak, because if you can't do your job, someone else will. It's a very cutthroat industry, and you can easily be replaced. So you just need to know, you need to be able to do what you're asked to do without question, and just put on a good show, because someone else will.
What would you say, at what point in your life did you realize this is what I want to do? Before you even answer that question, everybody, this is my little cousin. I didn't even know she liked sports. I'm just gonna put that out there. Until she got in high school and started doing all this, I had no clue. So yeah, go ahead.
The question was, how did I Like, what made me want to do this?
Yeah, like at what age did you realize this is what you wanted to do?
When I started working at the district stadium at 17, that's when I was like, this is what I want to do. Because before that, I knew I wanted to do media, but I thought it was going to be more like filmmaking. But then once I did live work, it was like a dream come true to me. Yeah. And that's actually when I started liking sports more, once I started working the sports at 17. So you weren't wrong about me not really liking sports. I was a late bloomer with that.
That's so awesome. I'm so proud of you, Lana. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm so proud of you. Watching you grow up from a baby to a young woman, man. You're killing it. You're killing this thing we call life, and I'm super proud of you, for real, Nick. I really am.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about a mistake you made in your career, and what did you learn from it?
This one is embarrassing for me. I don't know if it would make much sense of why it would be embarrassing to everyone else, but in the media world, if you're watching like football on the TV, usually when the game's over, there's a copyright at the bottom of the corner of the screen. That's very important to put out. If it's not put out, it's like game over. And when I was like 19, I was working an ESPN game for Rice for the college football team. And I was on graphics, and it was already a shit show to begin with. We were understaffed. Everyone was going crazy. Everyone was talking over each other, and like, but I was being very quiet because, you know, I was younger. I'm a girl. Like, I don't want to cause too much of a fuss. And as the game was going on, they told me to be ready for the copyright, but you're supposed to wait for the director's cue for pretty much anything. Like, you don't just do anything on your own. So I was waiting for my director to tell me to put the copyright up. And I don't know what happened. I guess he was stressed out, or he just was thinking about something else. He never called for the copyright, and the game ended and the broadcast was over. And then we get a phone call saying, where was the copyright? We didn't see the copyright, and everyone was looking at me. And I was like, I was waiting. I didn't realize like it was over. And, you know, it is hard being a young female in the industry, and it's really easy to put the blame on me and not as like a group effort. So I just had to take like the whole fall for it. And I refused to do ESPN for a while after that. It was really hard for me. So I guess what I learned for that experience was learn to speak up more, learn to communicate more, because the whole job is about communication. And if one person is lacking in that department, you got to be able to speak up and, you know, get what you need across, or else like it's going to be bad. So learn to talk.
Would you say, with you being in a male-dominant industry, would you say you have to be more vocal and out there to get the respect that you deserve?
Yes, I believe. I was always known as the quiet and shy one, and I felt like they took that and used it as an excuse to not take me seriously. So then I had to start being more, I don't want to say like bitchy, but I had to like have a different persona around them so they would take me seriously. Yeah. And it was definitely hard at first to have them take me seriously, because as a guy, you can just sit there and do your job and no one's going to bother you. As a girl, they're going to be like, oh, sweetie, like,
yeah,
it's, like, it's bad.
Man, you definitely killing it. I forgot what I was about to say. So we're going to move on. What would you say is your dream project? Like, what would be your dream game to work?
I would love to work at a Cowboy stadium. I know you don't like the Cowboys, but
you get that from your dad.
Yeah. I just want to be able to work a game there. Work camera, that would be awesome at Cowboys. Dream job, I would love to produce a game. Be like producers, like the top of the top, like they call the shots. I would love to be able to produce something eventually, but that's very hard to get to. So,
man, you can do it, man. Put your mind to it. Like I said, you're breaking barriers already. You don't even realize. Did you know there's less than 50 camera women in Major League Baseball? I
did not know that.
So you're one of like 40 something. So like you're definitely breaking barriers. Like anything's possible. Was it difficult entering a male dominated field as a woman? And can you give us an example of when you think you earned the men's respect?
It definitely is hard being in a male-dominant field. When I started at 17 years old at Rice University, and I've been there for about 5 years, and I would hear about things of people talking about me behind my back, saying like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing. And then they would hire a new boss, and then they would tell the boss, oh, watch out for that one. And then the boss would watch over my shoulder and realize that I didn't make a single mistake. And they're like, what is everyone else talking about? And that just repeated with a few bosses. We've had several bosses at Rice University. So that was hard for me. I wanted to quit a lot while I was there, but I just kept going. I don't think I gained like actual respect until I got to Astros last year. And there's these older camera operators, and they were super respectful to me. They were super nice and very encouraging. They're like, you're killing it. You're doing such a good job. Like, that was a first for me. I used to not even want to go to work sometimes because I couldn't handle the pressure from all the males.
Yeah, chauvinistics. Where we at? Let's see. What role has mentorship played in your career, and who has been your biggest influencer mentor-wise?
David Durr. He was my high school teacher for the AV program. He was there all 3 years that I did the program. He really helped me and pushed me and encouraged me with everything I was doing. He's the one that asked me to work at the district stadium that they opened up. You had to be 16 years old to apply, and I was 15 when I found out about it. And he tried to push it as far as he could application-wise until I turned 16 just so I could apply, because he really wanted me to be a part of the first crew there. And then he actually helped me get my Rice University job. He's the one that reached out to them for me and was like, I have this student here. She worked at the district stadium. I think she'd be a good fit here. So he helped me get that. Other than that, I believe I did everything else on my own, but I definitely do keep in contact with him. I just had a phone call with him the other day just to keep him updated with everything. He's definitely still encourages me. He even moved to Washington and he still makes time to talk to me. So he's definitely a really good mentor. Another one was Amber Pacini. I met her when I got to District Stadium. She worked at a different high school's AV program, and I actually work with her at some stadiums now, and she'll send me like job links and school links to like things that she thinks I might be interested in and, help out with that. So they're both great people.
That's awesome. How did it come about with you getting a job with the Astros?
I was at Rice and I was talking to my boss, and this was probably the first boss at Rice that actually gave me some sort of respect. And he was telling me that he was thinking about on the off seasons at Rice to go work at Astros, and he had sent me the application and was like, I think you should apply. And I was like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't even think people like me at Rice. Like, what makes you think I can go to a major league stadium and impress them? And he was like, oh, just do it. Like, you know what you're doing. Like, just apply. So I applied and I got the interview, talked to them, and then they hired me. And I was really surprised. I was shocked.
That's awesome. Word of advice: don't question your blessings. Do not question your blessings. Not why me, why not you? You know what I mean? The main reason I wanted to have you in on this show, number one, I got so much respect for women athletes and just women in general, and I truly believe we need more women in sports, whether it's camera women, coaches, trainers. You know what I mean? So never question your blessings. Like, it's for you. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're killing it. You deserve everything you got coming to you. You know what I mean? So never question your blessings. They say, hey, I got something for you. All right, cool. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the next man ain't about to question it. You know what I mean? If you would have said no, it would have been a man in your place. You know what I mean? So definitely never question your blessings at all. What is the most significant lesson you learned throughout your life and career thus far?
It's gonna sound cheesy, but I guess not to give up. Like there was a lot of times I wanted to quit, but I knew I'd be mad at myself, and I just kept going, and not to let the intimidation of all the males in the industry to get me down, and just to keep pushing.
Yeah, I hear that. Mm-hmm. But how has your personal background and upbringing influenced your work?
Definitely growing up with brothers and just tough siblings made me tougher, which is a quality you need in the industry. And, so not much I can say. It's just being tough.
Just your siblings being tough on you.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up. That's real though. That's real. Man, how does it feel to break barriers for women all over the world? Because that's truly what you're doing. That is truly what you're doing. I don't know if you realize it, but you are truly breaking barriers.
It's flattering to think that I'll be breaking barriers. I definitely think I need more experience and go further, but I definitely do think I am doing something good right now. I have like female workers that work around the stadium that come up to me while I'm on my camera, and they're like, it's so good to see like a girl on the camera. Like we're used to like older guys, and it really hit me like, man, there's not a lot of female representation in media or in sports, and it sucks. So it definitely feels cool to be a part of it.
I remember when you first got hired by the Astros. I was super excited for you. By the way, I'm still waiting for my Yankee tickets. But yeah, I was super proud of you. But for real, I was man, I felt like I got the job. Man, we got one more question. We're gonna end this interview. What advice would you give any little girl out there, any woman that wants to pursue their dreams?
Just do it. I mean, you got nothing to lose. Just no matter what anyone says, if you know you can do it, then do it.
Yeah, facts, big time facts. Man, I really appreciate you coming on here, blessing the podcast. My goal is for this episode, I don't care if we get 1 view, if we get 500 views. My goal is to touch one little girl. You know what I mean? And she gonna see this, or her mom sees this, and they watch it together, and she realizes she can do whatever she wants, put her mind to. So I really appreciate you coming on and taking time out your day. This was very important for me. It really, really was, to spread women empowerment, women awareness. So once again, thank you. And man, I wish you success beyond your imagination. I really do. And I'm super proud of you. Like I said, I watched you growing up from a baby to an amazing young woman, and you killing it. You killing it. Out of all of us, out of all the cousins, everybody, man, you got it. You got it. And I'm super proud of you, for real. Definitely.
Thank
and
you.
I'm waiting for my Yankee tickets. So, man, in saying that, episode 37, kicking it with Houston Astros camera woman Nicolette LaBarbiera is done. We are wrap. Man, H-Town, stand up.